to the boondock. Let's get it. From the sticks to the wood lot. Let's get it. From the streets to the wood top. Let's get it. We gon' make the whole hood rock. Hey. From the ghetto to the boondock. Let's get it. From the sticks to the wood lot. Let's get it. From the streets to the wood top. Let's get it. We gon' make the whole hood rock. I'm from Florida where niggas known for being Glock 9 told us no hoses. We draw that shit from our drawers like we supposed to. Landed as soldiers, but we surrounded by death and vultures. Way too many of my niggas end up on t-shirts and posters. You might be in harm's reach if you step on the nigga sneaks in the city of Palm Beach, so you better get 6 feet. No corona, but niggas gonna get on you up in Daytona. All we see is palm trees and beaches, just like California. No capping, we make it happen. It's either ball or rapping. My niggas up in Orlando, they ballin' just like the Magic and all of the baddest thick women live in Miami. So I be in Hialeah with Lee as soon as I can. Be up in Tallahassee, I got fam too, and they chasing that certification up in FAMU. Hey, look, let's get it understood. Even if you ain't from my hood, you still good in my view. Hey, from the ghetto to the boondock, let's get it. From the sticks to the wood lot, let's get it. From the streets to the wood top, let's get it. We gon' make the whole hood rock. Hey, from the ghetto to the boondock, let's get it. From the sticks to the wood lot, let's get it. From the streets to the wood top, let's get it. We gon' make the whole hood rock.
I date, I'm born and raised, stuck in the ghetto. Hustling, ducking, running away from the po-po. Gripping my phone off fucking hoes like pronto. I'm just a young nigga with tattoos and goals. My game tight, drip hard, I'm ice cold. So low, low pro, so low. It's box Chevys, Monte Carlos and Volvos. I spit facts, slam tracks like cardos. I'm on point like Rage on Rondo. I'm Big Willie, you niggas are Elmos. I'm straight thuggin' like Pac on death row. No trap house, my shit's in condos with bad hoes. Yeah, dog with no clothes. Cause on God, no trust in my soul. From the bottom to the top, we all know just how the game goes. Shit ain't no joke.
From the ghetto to the boondock, let's get it. From the sticks to the wood lot, let's get it. From the streets to the wood top, let's get it. We gon' make the whole hood rock. Hey, from the ghetto to the boondock, let's get it. From the sticks to the wood lot, let's get it. From the streets to the wood top, let's get it. We gon' make the whole hood rock.
I'm from a place of gold teeth and palm trees, where it'll run you by 4 G's for 12 of these. No conspiracies, Facebook or Twitter feeds, and neither jive turkeys or chickens on the real beat. In the projects is where I'm from and where I be. And every project's got a cornerstone named Mr. Lee. Music slow down, no chalk, 2 or 315. OG on the block selling hot plates and chicken wings. If you ain't a monkey or nigga spit the savagery, then no one know you, so get back, we ain't family. Where pistols popping and bodies dropping the tragedy, and pussy crackers is watching you fuck the police. Where niggas robbing and bitches plotting no BT. No paparazzi, just yellow tape and the news team. Better recognize what's fake, nigga, in reality. The whole hood rock when they hear this on the street.
But I need to travel and I see you point.
Shit is cool for a week, but when you meet, you find out she for the streets. She gon' bust it for the cheek. She for the streets, leave that hoe for the streets. Don't pay for pussy cause it's weak. Girl, you can't come with me, you belong in the streets. She fuck with you, and she tried to fuck with me.
Man, y'all know these hoes for the streets, man. Y'all better leave them alone.
Let me tell you niggas by the whole mind. She was cool at first, but then the hoe done lost her whole mind. She was coming over cooking, had a nigga eating right. Making chicken in the oven, boiling up some jasmine rice. By the time I would find that this hoe was always lying, and when we catch her analyze, the bitch resort to crying. Realize she for the streets, it ain't take me much time. Had a nigga calling me, blowing up my fucking line. It was over before it started. This bitch was acting retarded, telling me it's just a brother. Yeah, as if I bought it. Better be cautious. These hoes is up for auction. You taking home a woman that gave a box to the office, and it's gonna be a movie the way she party with sauces. If you think that hoe for you, then you have really lost it. Sorry, I'm being honest. The truth will come out regardless. So let this be a reminder that some of these bitches garbage. She was cool for a week, but when you meet, you find out she for the streets. She gon' bust it for the teeth. She for the streets. Leave that hoe for the streets. Don't pay for pussy cause it's weak.
Shalom, Yabashim, Shabakta. What's going on, Warrior? I ain't seen your face in a minute, boy. You know, I feel like I ain't seen you, dog. Like,
it's like we be like this, like we just right past the like don't even get to see each other.
yeah. Oh, good. We're gonna get it back, right?
You want it, sir? This is what you want it? You want to open it up?
Nah. I'll get a few more. It ain't shit. We ain't even up on the time. Give all this Chaazaq a couple more minutes.
Okay.
You know, that boy be real zealous.
I couldn't hear you.
I said, you know, that brother, he real zealous about it.
I met the bitch outside of my complex.
I feel you. You got me one. Go ahead. Get it in.
Have a couple kids, settle down.
That spirit, you know what I mean? You want to blaze.
Never want to settle down, let a nigga.
Listen, we don't get to have camp no more. We ain't having camp right now. So, you know what I'm saying?
Man, all I do is think about it. I try to, you know how you have all these thoughts in your head.
Right.
Can everybody hear us? Can they hear us or no?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Oh, okay. Still, you know, we be having these thoughts in our heads throughout, you know, the day, throughout everyday living, you know what I'm saying? And you try to you know, like compress them and hold them in and remember, you know, the thoughts and the points of views that you have at certain times and points throughout the day, you know, and save it for, you know, blazing at camp. You know what I mean? All these thoughts I have, all these certain, you know, how can I say, all these, you know, situations we have throughout our day. You know what I'm saying? We have certain situations and all you want to do is bring it out. You know what I mean? Like you see this point of view, you see it. You know what I mean? And you just want to make your people see it. You want to bring it to them. You know what I mean?
Salaki, you think you can bring that microphone closer to your face?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
This one right here?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That sound better?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, you know, like all I was saying was, you know, we have these, you know, emotions and feelings and thoughts as being prevalent to the truth, as knowing the truth, as being able to see it from the most highest point of view. You want to make all of the lost 12 tribes see it. You know what I'm saying? Because we walking around here every day lost, just like you said, lost 12 tribes, we lost. And they don't see it. And all I want them to do is see it and understand it. Just the basic things as a family, as a people that we should see and understand. You know what I'm saying? Officer, like what language did you speak when you got off the slave ship? That's very important. Like, we didn't get off that ship and speak this language that we speak today. It was, they made movies about it called, what the most famous movie is Roots, showing that you was beaten, you was hung, raped, tortured, terrorized to learn this language. You know why? Because when we got off that ship, officer, we fought. We fought. You understand? We fought. In 2024, we ain't got no fight. We ain't got no fight about us. No fight at all. Guess what? Listen, everybody else fights to the death. Those so-called Jewish people, they're killing, they're unaliving. Who are those people they unaliving over there? What are they called? Packers? What are they called? You're on mute.
Palestinians.
Yeah, they are unaliving Palestinians. You know why? Because what's that? Benton Yatten Yuhu, whatever his name is. Yeah. He said we have to unalive all of them, because if we don't, this war will never end. You know why? Because those Palestinian people got fight about them. Right. They are with it. They're saying you're gonna have to unalive us until we're extinct, because we're not gonna stop fighting. Right. You understand? We lost our fight, officer. Go ahead.
Right. Nah, yeah, that's deep. Like they talking about like literal genocide. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they really literally genocide these people, and anybody with some common sense, like anybody who has any respect for like humanity, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, or however you want to put it, you know what I'm saying, anybody can see that that's wrong, you know what I mean? But they got the right idea is that in order for one people to exist, another people have to be gone. Yeah. Yeah. And listen, that's right.
That's you know that's the earth. That's the earth today. And here's the other. Listen. We are so loving and forgiving. You know what I mean? To like when you think about it, okay, somebody's got to rule. You know what I mean? Now, who's gonna? You know what I mean? Are we all just gonna live in harmony, in peace, or does somebody have to build? You know what I mean? Somebody has to, you know what I mean, maintain my farm. Somebody has to, you know what I'm saying, build whatever society that the ruling people see fit to be built. Who's going to build it? Am I going to build it myself? Or am I going to, somebody else is going to build it? Right. You know what I mean? Like we want equality. We want everybody to be equal, that we all bleed red. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the way the earth is designed and formed and built from the Most High, somebody has to, you know what I mean, be the labor. Somebody has to be the servant. You know what I mean? Right. Somebody has to be the servant. That's just the way. You can't get around it. You don't understand? And nobody wants to be the servant except the lost 12 tribes. That's why the Lord asked them, are you a homeborn slave? Is Israel a homeborn slave? Because nobody else wants to be a servant. You know what I mean? Everybody else is ready to go to the war. Everybody else has got fight except Israel. Israel just wants to serve everybody else. Israel just wants to get along, and nobody else wants to do that. Everybody else wants to rule. And, you know, like it's going to take, and, you know, it's so complex, because the reason why we're like that today is because we've been terrorized. We've literally been terrorized by another nation of people for over 400 years. Just imagine, you know what I mean? Like family being terrorized for 400 years. Yeah, you can expect them to be the most, you know, meek and understanding people on earth, because all they want to do is just live. They don't want to die anymore. You understand? But according to, you know what I mean, how the Most High, how we should be, we should literally consider unalive over being a servant. You understand? We should literally consider it, because that's how. Oh, 1 second. That's how our forefathers felt. That's how our foremothers felt. We got record of it in our, you know what I mean, in our history. Go ahead, officer.
No, I was gonna say we should consider going to war. We should consider fighting for the right to be free. Ain't that what America's all about? You know what I'm saying? Isn't this the land of the free and the home of the brave? Why are they brave? Because they fight so that they can be free. Right? But the problem is you think you're an American. Black people think they're American. They think that they're part of this society. You are not part of this society. You are this company's property. They're assets.
That's
you
right.
understand? And when you're no longer usable to a company, you no longer are an asset to them. You're a liability. This is why they'll unalive you at a wit's notice. You understand?
Right.
They'll just get rid of you. They'll put you in the military, and if you're a good boy in the military, then you'll be unalive for this country. But you'll never fight for your own people. Otherwise, we'll do the unaliving ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We'll put drugs in your community. We'll take away all of the businesses from your community so that you never get an upper hand on us. You know what I mean? If I may, sir,
go ahead.
If I could, I have a topic that I was gonna go into if unless you wanted to get this class started for Officer Chaazaq.
No, you can go ahead and start your topic, but what I was gonna say real quick before you do that is, like, we can't fight for our people. You know why, officer?
Why is that, sir?
You know, because we think our people are American. You know what I mean? So that's who we fight for. So that's it.
Damn.
That's it.
Damn.
So Shalom, sir. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. What's going on, Akim? Everybody good?
Yes,
sir. We're just holding it down for you.
All right, most time Christ. Hey, let me do this real quick. Y'all take a couple minutes. Let me refresh and make sure I'm up to date. It was a little pause when I came in and saluted y'all, so let me see what's going on. Let me make sure everything good.
Come, sir. So yeah, Officer Chaazaq, you know, that's the whole point is the understanding that we have of how the earth, we have the understanding basically that all the other families and nations of the earth have, and we just have to wake our people up, you know what I mean? Because we've been put to sleep. You know what I mean? We've been put to sleep with, you know, the terrorism and everything else that has happened to us and nobody else. So what's
Yo, what y'all was talking about?
Just shit, just, you know, everything that we go through on a day-to-day basis, like the stuff I see, the people in the school see as, you know, men of the Lord, and nobody else sees. And you want all of the lost 12 tribes to see and understand what you see and understand on a day-to-day basis in the earth. You know what I mean, sir?
Yeah, but I mean, that's the whole point of why, you know, Romans chapter 9 was written in correct
Mm-hmm.
English, is because that's the whole point. Remember what Paul was saying in Romans chapter 9 at the beginning was, I wish that myself were a curse for my brother and my kinsmen according to the flesh. Right? Even if you flip over to chapter 10, he says, my prayer for Israel is that they might be saved, because going about to establish their own righteousness, they have not what does it say? What's the word he used? They have not submitted to the righteousness of God. So, like with us, we can want. That's why at the end, in the middle towards the end, we can want all we want. It's not to him that willeth, nor him that runneth, but it's the Most High that that gives mercy. You know, so that's really what it's all about. Like, don't ever get to a point or in your pride where you think you better than somebody because the Most High chose to snatch you up out the world and place you in the truth. Because if it was up to us, we'll just be doing whatever we love to do. We would never change. Why would I stop eating something that I think tastes good, or stop doing something that feels good? Or you understand what I'm saying? There's no other reason besides the Lord putting his spirit in me to tell me to stop that would allow me to be obedient. And it's the same spirit that Christ had. I always bring up when Christ said he prayed to the Father that this cup would pass from him. You know what I'm saying? That was Christ in the flesh saying, I don't want to go through this torture and this torment for these people who are disobedient in the first place. These people, you done sent Moses, you sent all the prophets, you sent everybody that came before Christ, told them what thus saith the Lord, and they ain't listening to none of it. Just before Christ ever came. They ain't listening to none of it. Even in the story where he was talking about the rich man and he went to Abraham's bosom and he was like, send him back. The rich man was like, send him back. He's like, man, they ain't listening to Moses and the prophets. What make you think they're gonna listen to somebody who rose from the dead? Like, all the information we needed to obey God and to be a nation of kings and priests was already there before Christ came. But we still wanted to serve idols and follow after the other nations and be like them and do what they doing and not serve the God of the Bible, because the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob say there's certain things you can't do. You're not going to be able to get away with that. So sometimes, if y'all could, sometimes, it ain't because they don't see it, it's that they don't want to see it, right? Other times, it ain't that they don't see it, it's because the Most High want them to see it. What's the precept for that? Somebody could put it in the chat. Anybody know?
You talking about
go ahead.
Having eyes and see not, having ears and hear not?
It sound like it. That's Mark chapter 4 and 12. Somebody go there. Mark chapter 4 and 12.
Come.
If you want to go up to where the context start, you could go up there.
Come. Mark chapter 4, verse 9. And he said unto them, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. In verse 10, and when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. And he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. Verse 12, that seeing they may see, and not perceive, in hearing they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. Let me keep going.
Let me ask y'all this. Is this what y'all was talking about? Or am I off?
I think you muted. I was in the shock.
Can y'all hear me?
Select, sir, I was on mute. Select, sir, I was on mute. So I was gonna say, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't really like coming down.
We can hear you.
I can hear you, sir.
I guess they can't hear me.
I can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. So you answering my question. I ain't know. All right, no sweat.
Colonel Khan, Slack. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, I wasn't really like coming, like you said, I wasn't really coming down on brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? I was more or less saying, like you were saying, who that willeth to run it. I know it's not up to me, but I just want all the brothers and sisters of my family to see and understand, you know what I mean, how the Most High wants us to live and operate in the earth. So this is kind of, you know what I mean, like right there, because it's saying the Lord don't want it, you know what I mean? It's who he wants, who he choose, like you were saying, sir. So that's, you know, it's just me. Because I know if everybody, you know, the sooner we wake up, the sooner we get the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's pretty much where I was at with it, sir.
Yeah, so like you gotta just remember who's orchestrating everything. You know what I'm saying? If you understand that, then you'll understand why some things are going the way they're going. If God already told you that 2/3 of his people ain't never gonna change, they're gonna stay in their ways, they willing to serve themselves and serve the things that are important to them rather than serve him. And only 1/3 is gonna change their life and come into the knowledge of the truth. You gotta remember, Christ feeding 5,000 people, raising the dead, healing the sick, and by the time he died, there's 11 strong disciples, not even 12, because you can't count Judas. 11 people out of all these people he fed with the 2 fish and 5 loaves. Out of all the people that he healed that was sick, it was 11 people that believed that he was who he said he was. That's crazy. Even John the Baptist, who heard a voice come from heaven saying he was who he said he was, still didn't believe it. I mean, come on. We not walking on water around here. I mean, we is in a figurative state.
Right.
We raising the dead in a figurative state, but this not literal.
Right.
But think about a man doing these things and having the power. You know that power can't come from nowhere. And then he using that, and they saying this man does these miracles by Beelzebub. he doing the work of the Lord, and they blaming it on the devil of how he's able to do this stuff. That's crazy.
Do
we as regular old niggas got a chance? Even when you're doing something miraculous, the miraculous. Tell me how many families y'all feed down there every week nobody knows about. And if they did, they would say they just doing that because they selling drugs. Something crazy. That's what they were doing with Christ. They said he's casting out these demons by Beelzebub. Like he working for the devil when he really working for the Most High. He still ain't gonna get the Most High the credit. Yeah, go ahead.
So we give out about 1,700 pounds of food and toiletries a week, and we feed about 41 families every week.
Good night.
And if I could, that's in the middle. Yeah, 1,700 pounds plus, and that's in the middle of hell.
That's crazy.
The ghetto
in the middle of hell, right? People starving right now. Hell, we starving, and we giving away 1,700 pounds of food and feeding 41 families a week. Guess how y'all doing that? It ain't on our own accord. But that's the school. Is that school packed down there? All them families y'all feeding them, the 5,000, the 43 families y'all fed this weekend. If they packed in the school to hear that they can't smoke weed no more, they can't eat whatever they want, they can't sleep with whoever they want. Is they packed in there in the shot? I would tell you to turn the camera around just to show how many people, the vast many people that's coming to change their life for the Lord by way of them getting a nice dinner. He feeding them through niggas. The Lord is feeding these people through niggas. And they looking at them niggas like, yeah, them niggas up to something. Where y'all get this food from? Who y'all stole the food from? Instead of giving the Most High the glory. Like, that's crazy. But this is what we talking about. In Matthew chapter 4, he says, right, verse it says, when they was alone. Now, this is the parable of the sower. Now, keep in mind, some of these seeds fell on stony ground. Some was scorched, you know what I'm saying, by the sun. Some grew up amongst thorns. These are all people who either thought about coming into truth and never did, came into truth and dropped a sword, and there's very few of them that rose up and sprang up. You understand? So Christ will break that down. But when they are by themselves, he's saying this to them, if you understand what I'm saying, right? He said unto them, verse 11, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God. But unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. I think in Matthew it said unto them it is not given. That's what Paul was talking about in Romans 9, 10, and 11. He's talking about election. Don't nobody want to hear about election. You know why? Because election insinuates that God is choosing people and he don't want everybody. That's a hard thing to hear.
Right.
That's a hard thing to hear. What make me any better than my brothers that's dead or in jail right now? I don't feel like I'm no better than them. Why he chose me? Why he called me out the world? Nobody don't want to hear that. It's called survivor's regret. Y'all ever seen that movie or heard that term before? Survivor's regret.
I've heard the term before. I didn't know it was a movie.
You're afraid to be chose. Yeah, they got a movie called that too. But it's almost like you're afraid to be chose. Instead of appreciating it, you feel some type of remorse because you want to bring everybody with you. I would love it if my entire family was on the same type of time I was on. But Christ said, I come not for peace, but a sword. I come to set mother and father against son and daughter, and your own family shall be your foes, or a man's foes shall be his own household. Why? Because all your family ain't been called. You got a different calling. You got something else you got to do. You can't just be regular. That's the thing, man. People want to be normal. Right. I think Christ was normal. What if Christ wanted to be normal? Nishak, he would have never healed nobody.
Right.
He would have never gave his life for people that was telling them that they choose a thief over him. The same people he given his life for said, nah, we want the thief to live over him. That's crazy. Normal people wouldn't die. Normal people wouldn't die for them. The scriptures say, scarcely would a man die for a righteous man, much less for a disgusting, filthy sinner like we was. That's crazy. You understand? So like that's the thing about it. Like, you got to really understand you are elected. Once you understand election, then you'll understand why people hear what you're saying. Sometimes it makes sense. It sounds good. Yeah. Y'all boys, I hear what y'all boys saying. People gonna do you like that all the time. Yeah, y'all boys doing y'all thing over here. Give me some of these collard greens and watermelons And I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all keep doing y'all thing.
Right.
That sound like John the Baptist. Boy, you over there doing your thing.
Right.
He heard about Christ feeding the people, but he actually even sent some of his own disciples over there to follow Christ. But he never came to he never came to follow Christ. Right. He never yielded to Christ. He was never a disciple because he had his own power. He had his own authority and he had his own disciples. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying to y'all is it ain't their fault that they can't understand. They just not been called to do the work that you've been called to do. That's all it is.
Wow. Come.
Your job is only to give them the word. That's it. That's it. Your job is only to put the word out there. After that, you've done your job. What's the precept for that?
So that's the. Are you talking about the penny?
Oh, that's a good one, but nah, that's not what I was thinking about. Anybody else?
It's like, so we thinking cry aloud, spare not.
That's a good one. Nah, that's not what I was thinking about. I was thinking about I have sent thee as a watchman. Somebody looked that up. As a watchman. It's two places. I believe they both in either Jeremiah or Isaiah. They both there. I want to read both of them because they say similar. I sent you as a watchman. But now, on what y'all saying, it is heavy, and sometimes it do get lonely in the truth because you want to be accepted by the world. Well, Christ said, if you was of the world would accept you because the world accepts his own. But the world hates you because it hated me. Right? People be acting like when Christ was saying all this wonderful, amazing stuff that people just said, you know what? You made a good point. I'm going to walk off my job and I'm going to come serve you, which is what Peter them did. Y'all know that, right? He went up to their job and say, drop them nets and come follow me. Mm-hmm. That's what he did. And guess what they did? Dropped them nets and came and followed him. Now, he told a rich man the same thing. He ain't had no slavery. He didn't even have to leave his slavery. He just said, sell everything you got and give it to the poor. He didn't even say give up all the money. That's crazy. Somebody got that precept?
Come, sir. I think I got one in Isaiah chapter 56. I can start at verse.
Let me hear.
Verse 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs.
That's not it.
They cannot bark.
That's not it.
Okay, come.
Nah, let me find it real quick.
Okay, Isaiah 21:6.
One is Ezekiel chapter 3.
Yeah, I got that one.
No, hold on. Ezekiel 33.
Ezekiel 33?
Yeah, go get Ezekiel 3 first. And 17. Let me hear what that say.
Come. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. Hold up, my bad. Verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me keep going.
Yep, that's it.
All right, come. Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Y'all see that, right?
Come.
Y'all see that, right? Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So he's telling Ezekiel to hear the words of the Lord and go and give the children of Israel a warning. It's the same thing the Lord is telling you. If you've been called into this truth, you ain't here just to put on a headpiece. You ain't here to collect wives. You got a duty and a responsibility to the Lord. Let me repeat that for the people in the back in the shop. For the people in the back. If you in the truth, the reason why this thing is different, right, is because your job is to hear the word of the Lord and go and warn the children of Israel. You're not here just to look fresh at the Passover. You're not here to be the freshest nigga at the all-black party. That's not your job. Your job and your responsibility is to hear the words of the Most High and to warn the people of what's coming. In the same way that they ain't want to hear it when Christ was telling them, the same way they ain't want to hear it when Ezekiel or Jeremiah or Malachi or even Moses was telling them, they never gonna want to hear from you either. Now, if you're saying everything and the same thing that they saying in the world, they might want to hear it. Because the world loves its own. But you saying what thus saith the Lord. Don't nobody want to hear what God got to say. You know why? Because they don't want to do what God told them to do. That's it. Sometimes they understand what you're saying, Nishal. They just don't like it. They understand what you're saying. They're just not happy to hear it. That's the parable of the sower where we just came from. Here's the point, though. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, now givest them not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked, right? His wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. So if you don't tell him nothing, it's your fault. Now, if something happened to that brother or that sister and you didn't warn them what the Lord told you to warn them, that's your fault. You're going to be punished for that because you got a responsibility. You got to remember, being a man of God or a woman of God comes with rewards, right? Without faith, it's impossible to please God. He that cometh to God must believe that he is God, and he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. That's what it says. It comes with rewards, blessings, benefits, but it also comes with responsibility. It also comes with sacrifice. This is what he's talking about. Being a watchman, you got to tell people something they might hate you for telling them. But the Lord told you to tell them. Now, if you don't tell them, you might get swallowed up by a fish like Jonah and spit out 3 days later. You might go to hell like Jonah in the belly of the beast, right? Something might happen to you. They might not like what you're saying and want to put you to death like they did Christ. Could happen. But if something happened to them people you were supposed to warn and you never warned them, the Lord said he's going to hold that fire to your feet. Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, this is Ezekiel 3:19, yet if thou warn the wicked and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. Now, both cases he died in his iniquity, in verse 18 and verse 19. But look what happened in verse 19, but thou hast delivered thy soul. You did what you did all you could do. You prophesied to the wind, and the bones that was supposed to get up, they got up. The people that were supposed to hear, they gonna hear. Nashak. I used to feel some type of way sitting in that library when there wasn't nobody there. I did. Then Captain Shawar told me about when General Haas said he used to sit in the Philly school. It was just him, his wife, and his kids. Now we call that the land of the generals. Some of the top ranking generals and captains are right there coming out of the Philly school. You understand? Who need to hear it, gonna hear it. You just do your job. That's all you got to do. That's it. And the Lord ain't about numbers. If he was, then why all them people was going to T.D. Jakes' church? It's the Lord about numbers. Why all them people was going to Eddie Long church? I don't know. It's another one, Ezekiel 33, right? Nasha, are you able in a position to read? Officer Nasha? Shalom, Lord Christ. Shalom, Trooper Aman. What's going on? Y'all good?
Kind of a sir.
Kind of my con, sir.
Itazal, did you drop down on purpose? You're not up on the stage. Anyways, can you give me Ezekiel 33 and what was it? Ezekiel 33 and 1. No, it's Ezekiel 33 and 1.
All right, Khan. Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 1. Again, the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when, verse 3, slight, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. Verse 5, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. Verse 7.
Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that? It's saying similar to what he told Ezekiel from the jump. You the watchman, you supposed to let the people know what's coming, right? I think it was Itazal, or it might have been the shock. One of y'all said the one that says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, right? It's the same thing. Show my people their transgressions and the house of Israel their iniquity. That's the point. If nobody don't tell you, you don't know what you don't know. If nobody don't tell you you're wrong, you're going to think you're right. If nobody ever tell you you're wrong, you're going to think you're right. And then when somebody tell you you're wrong, you still going to think you're right. But at least somebody told you was wrong. You just ain't listen to them. You just ain't hear the trumpet. You know what I'm saying? Now, I went here because that's what y'all was talking about. Y'all was talking about sharing something about the truth or out the Bible with somebody else. But the main thing is you just got to realize that you were set apart. That word set apart in the English, in the Hebrew, it means kodash. Another translation of it is holy. Right? Holy don't mean you better than nobody, but it does mean you were elected. That you were selected by the Most High, that you were set apart from everybody else so that God could use you for his purpose, not your own. That's crazy, right? You want to do what you want to do, this ain't the place for you. If you want to do what feel right to you, this ain't the place for you. Because everybody doing that. Everybody. You want to have purple hair. You want to be a girl and sleep with girls. Or a man so you want to get high every day. You want to sell drugs. You want to finesse people. You want to run off on the plug. Everything they talk about. You want to murk your ops. You want to do any of these things because that's how you feel about life. You have the opportunity to do it in America. This is the land of the free. You could be free. Or you could place yourself under subjection and authority of our King Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ, and the Most High, who is his Father, who is our Father as well. Now, here's the crazy part. I went through all that to say you really don't got a choice. You got a choice, but you ain't got no choice. You don't have free will, but you do have an option. You do have a choice, right? Because you could fight against the spirit. I brought up Jonah. He tried. You're still going to end up doing what the Most High said to do. You just might have to go through some more hell. He might have to drag you a little bit more. I've been doing this this sons of God thing, right? And we're equating God to our Father, right? Our Father which art in heaven. And any good father would punish his child if he see him doing something wrong because he's going to do it in love. He's going to do it because he wants to save that child's life. If you whoop your child because you see them playing around with the electrical socket, it's because you want to save that child's life. It's not because you want to harm the child. It's because you don't want the child to harm themselves. So if the Most High is our Father and he punishes us for being disobedient, we should understand that that's his love. Precept. I know y'all know this one. Nobody know it? Am I still live? Good night. Can y'all hear me?
Come on, God. We can hear you, sir.
Count on the one con.
Oh,
sir.
okay. What's the precept? Y'all, what's up? Got it? What's the precept? Anybody know? You can paraphrase it. You don't gotta know where it's at.
Yeah. I was gonna say like he chastised who he loved. I couldn't find. I don't remember the precept.
That's
like
it.
well.
The shock. You looked it up, right?
Salakia, sir.
Yeah.
Would John 14 and 15 be a good precept for that? If ye love me, keep my commandments.
That's the other way around. That's the other way around. That's Hebrews 12. Let's go there. Hebrews chapter 12. Wait, Chaazaq at? Chaazaq said he had a he had a topic and did what I popped up. He popped out.
Salakia, sir. I'm in Hebrews 12.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see where it's at. Verse 7. Hold on. Verse 6. Verse 5. Here we go. Verse 5. Give me verse 5. Still on the sons of God, right? So after this over, I'm gonna name this one the duty of sons and daughters. The duty of sons of God, right? What come with the territory? Everybody want to be blessed. Everybody want all of that from the Father, but don't nobody want to sacrifice. Don't nobody want to be obedient. Don't nobody. Well, hold on, wait. Ain't we reading about Christ? Ain't that what he had to do? Oh, you better than Christ. You ain't got to suffer temptation. You ain't got to lose nothing. You ain't got to give up nothing. You ain't got to have an opportunity to do it in the world like he did in Matthew chapter 4. Remember, Satan took Christ up on a high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and said, I give all of it to you if you just bow down and worship me. He didn't have to go through the Most High to get the rule over the earth. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Satan could have really gave it to him. That one choice he made was one of the great reasons why the Lord exalted him to be ruler over all the earth and the entire house of Israel. Being the son of God comes with blessings, of course, but you better be obedient, son. You better be a good son, or you're gonna get a whooping. That's what the Bible say. Read it out.
This is Hebrews 12, verse 5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him.
Keep going.
Verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Keep going.
Verse 7. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
Keep going.
Verse 8. But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
Y'all see that, right? Keep going.
Verse 9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live?
One more, and then I'll break it all down.
Verse 10. For they verily for few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness.
Y'all see that, right? This is exactly what we were talking about. This is exactly what don't nobody want to be told they gonna get no whooping. That's why they don't want to hear what the watchman got to say. In verse 5, it says, and you have not forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto us, you as unto children. Now remember how Christ taught us to pray, our Father. That means you got a father, right? But he ain't like that no good daddy you got in real life. The one that smoked weed with you. He ain't him. He ain't the one that lets you do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You can go sell all the drugs you want as long as you put in on the rent. He not that daddy. Wow. He the one that says, you better do what I tell you to do or I'm kicking you out the house. That's our Father in heaven, right? You don't believe me? Go to 2 Kings chapter 17 and you will see us literally getting kicked out the house. When they're talking about the prodigal son, it is giving you this same reference of God being the father and one of the sons being left and spoiling his inheritance and then trying to come back. And the Lord having enough mercy, or the father having enough mercy to accept him back, even though he was a stupid son. Same thing. Here he is right here, right? Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5. Despise thou not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. When the Lord gets you together, don't feel no type of way about it. Right? Don't feel no type of way about it. Because I mean, you ain't feel no type of way about disobeying him.
Right.
How you gonna feel some type of way about him punishing you for disobeying him? That don't make no sense. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If your parents ain't whoop you, they didn't love you. Salakia. Go back and tell them. That's what the Bible say. They ain't whoop you, they ain't love you. They just let you do whatever you wanted to do. They was your best friend. If your parents was your best friend, they were terrible parents. Our Father is a good Father. He gonna show you where you doing wrong at. He gonna punish you for your disobedience. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. That means there's more than one son of God. Verse 7. If you endure the chastening, God deal with you as sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? He ain't got no kids that he ain't punished for their disobedience.
Right.
This how you know who the kingdom is for. This how you know who the Bible is about. Somebody give me Amos chapter 3 real quick. Real quick, and we're gonna stay right here. Everybody else stay right here.
I got it, sir.
Amos chapter 3 real quick. I don't know if Yeshaya gonna let you read. Yeshaya is on the scene.
Oh,
I don't know if he's gonna let you read. Trooper Yeshaya, what a prize Boy getting up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, man. He need to read just to stay awake in the shop.
Right.
Hey, can you give me Amos chapter 3 verse 1, Yeshaya? Can you read?
Come.
Hey, kick your feet up, OG, in the shop. Kick
your
feet up, camp leader. You got soldiers in here.
Most High Christ.
Amos 1.
Amos chapter 3, 1.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1, other one.
Yep.
Come. Go ahead, other one.
Yeah, I'm waiting on you. You waiting on me, I'm waiting on you.
Come. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O house of Israel.
Oh, who? No, I'm just messing with you. Go ahead, keep reading.
Against the whole family which I have brought up from the land of Israel, saying, verse 2, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Let me tell y'all how this
Verse
was
3.
taught to me, right? This is how it was taught to me. You the Most High's family. You the only family he know. Right? Your daddy ain't whooped all the, well, some people daddy might have whooped all the children on the block when they got out of line. All the people that was on your bus when it was report card day, they didn't have to take their report card home to your parents. You did. And your parents wasn't going to punish every child that was on the bus that had a bad report card. They was going to punish you. Your father, who is a good father, is trying to make sure you graduate. He's trying to make sure you pass to the next grade. He's trying to make sure you become successful. Y'all see this, right? You only have I known of all the families. It's a bunch of families on this block. It's a bunch of kids go to your school.
Right.
You the one I'm worried about. Now, when we get back to Hebrews chapter 12, he said, in Amos chapter 3, if you finish it up, it says, you only have I known of all the families on the earth. Therefore, that's why I'm punishing you for your iniquity. I'm punishing you for your disobedience. Don't tell me what Tyrone and them did. Don't tell me what your homeboy, what kind of grades your homeboy making. Go stay with them. This what our father said. Shot. Go live at their house then.
Right.
You got to get up out of mine. You feel me? Listen. Let's go back to Hebrews chapter 12. Now you understand. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. If you the sons of God, right? Now you held to a higher standard. Whatever your last name is, if it's Jones, your pops probably said, you a Jones. You can't be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? You a Halliburton. you can't be like one of the kids.
Right.
You a Smith. You a Green. Oh, y'all ain't never heard that before? Yo, people, your pops is over you too. You carry his name. You the people that carry the Lord's name.
Right.
How you gonna be like everybody else? That's what it's talking about right here. Where is it at? In verse 10, but we ain't got there yet. So let's go to Hebrews chapter 12. Right. We was already at verse 7. If you endure chastening, God dealeth with you as sons. What son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Now, hey, Yeshaya, I know you didn't want to let me read it, but the brother already read it for me. I'm just going back over and breaking it down. I got you. Like, hold on, I got it. Now, let me get it. Verse 8. But if you be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are you bastards and not sons. That's what he just said in Amos chapter 3. The reason why I'm dealing with you the way I'm dealing with you, because you only have I known of all people or the families on the earth. Of course, you're going to deal with your son different than you deal with somebody else's kids. Because guess what? When you go to acting up, they're going to think you was raised like that.
Mm-hmm.
You acting like you ain't got no home training. You feel me? Right. But if you be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us. I was just talking about that. When your pops tell you such and such and such, your mama tell you something, you be like, shit, she'll be all right. She'll be all right. She ain't gonna really do nothing.
Right.
But if you had a daddy in the home and your mama said, I'm gonna tell your daddy, you got it together real quick.
Right.
Because his job ain't compassion and nurturing. That's not his position. That's not his area. Compassion and nurturing is not what he was put in that house to do.
Right.
You got a mama for that. You got a grandma for that. His job is correction. Furthermore, verse 9, furthermore, we had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Anybody who had a man in their house that taught them how to stay out of jail, how to not have 5 baby mamas and end up in court. Any that taught them anything about being a man, we reverence them. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? For they verily for a few days chastened after us. I mean, your daddy will whoop you, but that whooping will be over. Eventually, he got to stop whooping you. Eventually, you're going to get off punishment. Eventually, they're going to give you the PlayStation back. eventually, if they ain't sell it upon it. Anyways, but he said after for verily for a few days chasing us after their own pleasure until he felt like you got the message, right? All right, I feel better about that. I know I punished them, it's over. But he, meaning the Most High, for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. See, he got an inheritance he trying to pass down to you as the Son of God, right? His favorite son, his only begotten son, the one that we are to emulate. He gave power and authority over heaven and earth. Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. What kind of, y'all don't want that kind of power, huh? Over heaven and earth. That's the cat I'm trying to emulate. I might be a little power hungry. I might want some power. You feel me? Over heaven and earth. I'm going to emulate Christ and humble myself, because if you humble yourself, you can be exalted. This thing real easy, but nobody don't want to do it. All you got to do is look at the Most High as your father, and you'll automatically do it, because you don't want to piss your father off. Y'all, what's up? Let me see if you're there. Let me see if y'all what's up's there. Y'all, what's up? You there?
Sir.
All right, Most High in Christ, Shalom, Lord Christ. For verily few have chastened unto, but he are our prophet, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Remember when I was talking about that, being set apart, right? Being elected, becoming the sons of God by election. It ain't because you want to. You really want to be the son of that daddy that lets you do whatever the hell you want to do. That's really what you want. You want to be the son of that daddy that take you to the strip club with him. Don't tell your mama. Don't tell your mama I let you drink beer. Don't tell. You want that daddy. You don't want the dude that's going to put his foot in your backside because you ain't listening to them teachers or you ain't do what you were supposed to do. Nobody want that daddy, right? Till they go to jail.
Right.
Till they get unalived on the block hanging with the people who didn't have no daddy.
Right.
Then they think to themselves, why am I out here with them? They ain't had nobody to teach them no better. I did. You could have been left without rules and guidance and all of that by the Most High. But he sent brothers like Nashak, brothers like Nashak, brothers like Yawasop. He sent brothers like them to learn his ways and to tell y'all about it.
Right.
To give y'all what thus saith the Lord, to be watchmen over his people.
Salakia, sir.
Now what excuse you got? What excuse do you have for not listening when he's done already prepped you and gave you big brothers? Go ahead, whoever says Salakia, go ahead.
Salakia, sir. It's Trooper of mine. So I had a thought and a question. Going back over to verse 8, where you just read out, where it says, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. That word bastard, by definition, is one who is without a father. That's correct, sir? Or one that doesn't know his father.
In certain
right?
contexts, in certain contexts, that's what that means.
Kind of one kind, because I just had a thought. So I was thinking about back in World War II, being that I spent time over in Europe, in Germany. I did a lot of study from back then with the small hats and what was all going on with what was going on back then. And if I remember right, one of the most famous insults that Hitler had for the small hats over there is he would call them bastards all the time. You know what I mean? And you can look that up. That's a historical fact. He's got books out and stuff. Everybody knew, that he would always refer to the small hats as bastard. So when you read that verse, I was just thinking about that, you know what I mean? Because it's saying here that ye are bastards and not sons, you know what I mean? So I was just thinking, like, on that same topic, that you're running this down, that saying that we're the only ones that do have an actual father, and we do get chastised, you know, and we're not bastards.
Hey, so look,
So like I said, that's all I wanted to say.
I appreciate you saying that. Now, instead of me saying pepperoni hats or using the ish word or calling them devils all the time, I could add that to my repertoire and just say bastards, meaning they are not the sons of God. You are not the sons of God. Who is your daddy? Who your daddy is? Because you claiming my daddy. And the lie detector test proved 99.9% that he is not your father. You claiming my daddy because your daddy broke? I in the shop. Nigga, daddy broke. You want to claim my daddy? You know what I'm saying? Well, Kawhi used to say that when we was on the street speaking. Kawhi used to say that all the time. That's my daddy. He's like Tyrone, my daddy. That ain't your daddy. You claiming my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Yeshaya, go ahead.
No, it's like it's before the trooper. At the same time, when the trooper was saying, I was literally thinking of the scripture where it says, "A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod." I was literally thinking of
that. Right. So that word is used, illegitimate, bastard. Right. That's what it's talking about. Illegitimate son. You ain't the legitimate son. You ain't the real son. Now, at the same time, even if you was the legitimate son, right? Meaning like you were born of him and you disowned, you are no longer the legitimate son.
Right.
Give me Hebrews chapter 1. I want to keep bringing this up. As we keep doing the sons of God. This might be the last one. I think I got another one. I was going to do the daughters of Zion on the sons of God series. I was going to go over the daughters of Zion because I ain't really touched that too much. You know what I'm saying? We might need to, just for the sisters, because they might not understand when I'm saying sons of God. I'm talking about them too. I'm talking about all Israel, right? And I'm also talking about the brothers because they given the watchman status here. Your job, sis, is to watch over them kids and to help this man in his job and his responsibility to serve the Most High. So we'll go over that probably, I don't know, next week, Lord allow. But I want to make sure I get this. Where I told y'all to go?
You said like Hebrews
1.
No, Hosea. I meant Hosea. Hosea chapter 1, verse 8. And Nasha, Officer Nasha, can you read that for me? Maybe he ain't there. I don't know. I think that's the right one.
Hosea chapter 1.
9. Verse 9.
Khan. This is the book of Hosea chapter 1 verse 9. Then said God, call his name, lo am I, for ye are not my children, not my people, and I will not be your God. Verse
Y'all
10.
see that? You not my people. You disown. You disown. How you go from being the children of Israel, who the Lord said, Israel is my son, even my firstborn, meaning Israel is the one I'm gonna give my inheritance, to here in Hosea, where he says, call his name lo am I, for you are not my people, and I will not be your God. Keep reading. Verse 10.
Verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it is said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God.
You might as well read verse 11 before I break it down. Go ahead and read that last verse.
Come on, verse 11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for the great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Right? Okay. So now it says, so this is he talking to Hosea, right? And he telling him to tell this woman who had this child to call that name of that child Lord my, because he is not my people and I will not be your God. But it's in reference to Israel, right? It's in reference to Israel.
Hold
on, wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. And then also, he said, yeah, but the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of sea and shall not be measured. So don't let nobody tell you they can put a number on the Israelites, on the children of Israel. Don't nobody know what that number is. Right?
But
in the same place, but you got kicked out the house. In the same place where he said, you are not my people and I'm not your God, it shall come to pass that in that place where it was said, you are not my people, there shall it be said, you are the sons of the living God. Now that's talking about adoption, right? You read Romans chapter 9, it says, I wish I would have cursed for Christ for my people, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. Why do you got to be adopted if you already the sons of God? Because you've been disowned by the Father because of your disobedience. You've been kicked out the house. You ain't my child. I didn't raise you like that. I know y'all have heard, well, anybody that had a daddy, I know y'all have heard this before.
Come on.
Your mama might love you. She might love your dirty drawers, nigga. You might be the filthiest scumbag on the earth, and your mama might still love you. But your daddy ain't gonna play that. He'll disown you. He'll kick you out. Let him stay. Nah. That nigga gotta find his own path. Cause I ain't raised him like that.
Right.
Pop say it's not his department. Compassion is not his department.
Right.
Correction is. You understand? Now, mercy is also. Because just because he kicked you out, that don't mean he don't love you. He just don't like what you're doing. The Most High kicked Israel out in 2 Kings chapter 11 and Judah. Because he ain't like what they was doing. But it's saying right here in Hosea, in the same place where you said, you ain't my people and I'm not your God, it's going to come to pass that you're going to be saying, these are the sons of the living God. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. That's Ezekiel 37, where it's talking about making them two sticks, one stick, and appoint themselves one head. That's Christ. And they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. Jezreel is the son of Hosea, who it was talking about in the first place, that was disowned. And he was using his son in reference to Israel for this particular for this particular prophecy, right? So that's what's going on. You the sons of God. You've been kicked out. You've been at the bottom of every great nation. The Lord was trying to give you an inheritance, trying to give you land, trying to give you power and authority in the earth, but you rather follow after the other gods, small g, the other nations, what they like to do. They over there eating that cat fried rice, and it smells good. I want some of that cat fried rice. Lord say you can't eat cat fried rice. you can't eat gator tail. Lord told you not to do it. They can eat it and they'll survive. You're gonna get high blood pressure, diabetes, gout, and everything else that come along with it, because you is only family that I've known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you. When it's broke down to me that, you know what I'm saying, the other nations, like white people, is way, way, way more gay white people or LGBTQ white people than it is black people. But we getting AIDS to the tune of, it's like almost double. Why? You was given these laws, statutes, and commandments in this Bible. You were supposed to set a precedence, and you were supposed to be a light to the other nations. That's what that word Gentile mean. You were supposed to be a light to the Gentile, where they were supposed to look at you and see you were holy, meaning set apart. Now you're a proverb and a byword.
Yeah.
Now you're nothing. Hosea chapter 8 say Israel was swallowed up among the nations or among the Gentiles. They have become as a vessel of dishonor. The Lord said, you profaned his name in front of the heathens. You went out there and took the Smith last name, and you had us on the news where they saying the Smiths is the ones who did all that dirt on the north side. Mr. Smith ain't raised you like that. He was raised better than that. You profane the family name, you got to get cut off. Hopefully you go out there and you'll squander your inheritance like the prodigal son, and the Lord will have enough mercy to accept you back when you come back, when you ain't got nothing, when you down and out. Now you want to come back. Hopefully the Lord has some mercy on you. This is what this is talking about. This is what I've been going through for the past, I don't know how many weeks, talking about the sons of God. Mm-hmm. The example we supposed to do is be like the best son that God had, his only begotten, his favorite son that he put through, what's the word I want to say? That he unalived for your sins. He didn't even do nothing wrong. God put his favorite son to suffer for you. And you're going to go out and commit the same crimes over and over again. He got you off. He got you off once. You want to pull an OJ, right?
Right.
You pull an OJ, you get off and you still going to go commit some more crimes? All right. Let's see if you beat the second one. Let's see if you beat the second one. Johnny Cochran gone now. You feel me? The super team gone now. Christ was the best lawyer you could ever have. They put him to death for you. Now what you gonna do? You gonna be a good son? You gonna reference your brother, your big brother, the only begotten of the Father? You gonna be like him, who ain't do nothing? Or you gonna continue to be your filthy, stinking, sinning self and forget about what your brother was put through for your sins? The shock. This is why nobody don't listen to you, man, when you're trying to tell them. They don't want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that. What you mean? It sounds good when they say Christ died for them. But that gives you the responsibility to say, I'll never do certain things again because Christ already took the punishment for what I did.
Right.
Therefore, if I love Christ, I'll never do it again, even though I love doing it. That's the response you should have. Being the son of God. You watch your big brother give his life for you, and you're gonna go out and do the same thing over again. Now, For those people who are offended that I'm calling Christ our big brother, when he taught us to pray, he taught us to pray what? Our Father, which art in heaven. Our Father. Hebrews, I believe it's chapter 9 or 10, said, behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, and not take on the form of angels, but take on the seed of Abraham. Matthew 23, Christ is speaking about the Pharisees and says, call no man father on the earth, for one is your father. Even Christ and you are brethren. Everything I'm saying is in the Bible. You just got to read it. That's all you got to do. I think somebody had a question up there. Y'all get the point of that, right? Hopefully.
Come.
True or mine, you had a question, right? Trooper of mine, you on mute. You had a question, right?
Connor one con, sir. I think I put that in the chat before I got on. I can't see it right now without.
It's Isaiah 42. I think 42? It was over
Isaiah 42. This is going off of what you were speaking about earlier, sir. You was asking for a precept. What was it? Well, let me get to it.
Isaiah 42 started verse 16 through 21.
Yeah, I just wanted to get a breakdown on that. Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 16. And I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them and forsake them not. Verse 17.
Keep going.
Can I go on? Verse 17. They shall be turned back. They shall be greatly ashamed that trust in graven images, Salakia, that say to the molten images, ye are our gods.
Go ahead to verse 21, and then I'll break it all down.
Verse 21. The Lord
no.
well
keep going.
pleased.
Keep going where you was at.
Oh, keep going. Okay.
Verse 18.
Salakia.
Yeah, verse 18.
Verse 18. Hear ye deaf, and look ye blind, that ye may see. Verse 19. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant? Verse 20. Seeing many things, but thou observest not, opening the ears, but he heareth not. Verse 21. The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable.
All right, so verse 16. And I will bring the blind by the way that they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them and forsake them not. So the Most High is saying he's going to correct what was going on. Israel sinned against the Most High. They were following after idols. They was trusting in the other nations. They trusted in everything but the Most High and forsook the Lord. They didn't even want to hear it. If you go into these books, it's talking about they saying to the seers, which are the people who speak the words of the Most High to them, see not Don't tell us, prophesy unto us smooth things. We don't want to hear the truth.
Right.
Lie to us, make it sound fly to us.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't want to hear the truth. He's saying he gonna fix all that, right? The Lord is saying in verse 16, he gonna lead them in paths they have not known. I'm gonna take them away which they ain't going. We're gonna go the scenic route back to the truth. I will make the darkness light before them. They can't really see what's going on, but I'm gonna shine some light in front of them so they can see what's going on. Now, this ain't a good thing he's saying. And crooked things straight. I'm gonna straighten this out because this ain't how it's supposed to go. This is what I'm gonna do to them and not forsake them. Verse 17, they shall be turned back. They shall be greatly ashamed. So they're gonna stop having all this pride and they're gonna be humble, right? That trust in graven image and say to molten images, you are our gods. The ones that's serving another power besides the Most High, the creator of heaven and earth, oh, they gonna be humble. Because remember, he's saying here, ye deaf and look, ye blind that you may see. Why are they deaf and blind? Somebody know? Anybody know why they deaf and blind? Who sinned, this man or his mother?
Like it, sir.
Who sinned, this man or his mother? Amon, Troop Amon, this your question. You wanted to answer it, right?
No, I was just going to guess because they're hard of hearing. I mean, because they're hard-headed, like stubborn.
They are that, but that's not the reason why they deaf and they blind. Anybody else? Nobody else know? Give me the most logical answer.
It's lucky, sir.
Yep.
Because the Most High made them that way.
That's it.
The Most High caused them to be that way. So
that's it. Yeah. Not you. Anybody else? Somebody else give me the precept for that. What the shock said.
Lucky, sir.
Go ahead.
Can I
paraphrase it?
I know. Come on.
Go right
the
ahead.
spirit of deep sleep.
That's it. Somebody give me Isaiah chapter 29 and 10. Everybody else stay there. Trooper Kayal, Shalom, Lord in Christ. Can you get me Isaiah 29 and 10?
Shalom, sir. Isaiah 29 and 10.
Come on, everybody else stay where you at.
Isaiah 29, verse 10. For the Lord has
go up one verse.
Khan. Isaiah 29, verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They staggered, but not with strong drink. Verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes. The prophet and your rulers, the seers, has he covered. Verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed.
So the
Verse
Lord
12.
took the truth out of the earth for a second. The Lord shut up his words. He said they're going to go plenty of days without a king and without an ephod or without, you know what I'm saying? Like he already had said this through the prophets. Because you want to follow this now, right? The Lord ain't speaking to the prophets no more. He stopped. When you go into Malachi, I believe it's the last chapter. It might no Malachi, the first or the second chapter. He said he's gonna spread dung on the priest's face because the priesthood. So if the priesthood is messed up, the prophets he ain't speaking to. That's who you talk about, the seers right here, right? For the Lord have poured on to you the spirit of deep sleep and have closed your eyes. The knowledge is right here in your face. You don't want it? Okay. I ain't gonna give it to you no more. It's like them saying, I done told you not to go out there in that street. Now you go out there in that street, you're gonna get hit by a car. I'm not going to warn you because I told you 1,000,000 times. I told you 1,000 times not to do that, and you want to do it anyway. Go ahead and do it. If you want to leave, go ahead and leave.
I hear you, sir.
I told you. I already told you not to do it. You don't want to listen to me? All right, listen to yourself. Listen to your stupid self, because I already warned you. I sent you prophets. I sent you priests. I talked to you out the sky. I wrote you a tablet with my words with my own finger, and you ain't listening to none of it. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the truth out the sky. I'm going to give you the spirit of deep sleep where you're going to believe a lie. You don't want to follow me? I'm going to make you follow a people that's a no people since you following a God that ain't a God. All of this stuff the Lord said, right? And right here he's saying, and the vision of all became to you as words that was in a book that was sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned. So you got people that's able to hear the voice of the Lord, able to speak the voice of the Lord, but he's saying, read, I pray thee, and explain this to me. He's saying it to him, I can't read it. It's sealed. I can't open the book. So the truth was out of, the truth was not in the world for a while. Guess who came and opened the book? Let's go to Revelation chapter 5 real quick so y'all can see what's going on. The Lord is the one who shut their eyes and their ears. Was we already somewhere else? Oh, we was in another Isaiah, right? Isaiah 29. No, where we was at? Isaiah 42.
Isaiah 42, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me go ahead and read that, and then we'll go to who opened the book. Verse 17. They shall be turned back. They shall be greatly ashamed that trust in graven images, that say to molten images, you are our God. Hear, ye deaf, and look, ye blind, and you may see. Who is blind but my servant? Who is the Lord's servant? Whom are Israelites, to whom to pertaineth the adoption and the covenants and the service of God, or death as my messenger, meaning my angels. It talks about these same angels who left their first estate. That means they got kicked out the house. That's your estate, is your house.
Right.
The messengers that got kicked out the house that I sent, who is blind, is he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant, seeing many things, but thou observest not. Open the ears, but hear not. The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable. When is this happening? You got a book that can't be opened. You taking it, them niggas telling them to read it, and they saying, we can't open it. It's sealed. Who sealed it? Well, be glad that the Most High come through with his word. He said he was going to reveal it. He was going to make those crooked things straight. He was going to make the blind to be able to see. He was going to make the people that can't hear be able to hear again. Most High in Christ, he did what he said he was going to do.
Right.
Somebody give me Revelations 5:1.
Come. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 5, verse 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat up on the throne a book written within, and on the backside sealed with 7 seals. Verse 2. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof?
So now this vision
Verse
right
3.
here, right, that John is seeing on the island of Patmos, John gets a vision about the Most High sitting on the throne with a book. And the book is sealed. Nobody can't open it, right? He's sitting on the throne and he got the book, and the seals that's in the book are those things that should be broke open in order to redeem or to get the children of Israel out of the situation they in. These seals are plagues and different things that have to come upon the earth in order for Israel to get the promised land that they was promised before, all the way back to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and then Moses. Y'all with me? So now, no man in heaven, nor in earth, nor under the earth was able to open this book. Remember what it just said in Isaiah. He the one made them dumb, blind, deaf, because they wanted to trust in those things that had no power. The Most High could open the book at any time. He's the reason the book is closed, because of your disobedience. That's the only reason the book, which some might call the book of life, because it leads to life for the children of God. But ain't nobody able to open it. Knowledge is not in the earth. The truth ain't in the earth. Verse 4. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look therein, to look
No man.
thereon.
It says all our righteousness is as filthy rags. Is there one righteous? No, not one. Ain't nobody. Good night. You mean to tell me all these niggas, out of all these, nobody can open this book? That's what it said in Deuteronomy 28, right? No man can buy you or redeem you. No man can get you up out of this. Nobody. The Lord got to get you out of it. And good thing he prophesied in Isaiah that he was going to do it. He said it in Isaiah 29 where we was just at, and he said it in Isaiah 53 where he said how he was going to do it. By putting it on somebody that was innocent and giving you another chance. Go ahead to verse 5.
Come, verse 5. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
There you go right there. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not. Remember all the prophets that the Lord gave the information to that he was going to come and redeem Israel? Let's say they the elders. when they spoke of what was going to happen, right? Amos in chapter 9, where I go to all the time, where he say he was going to raise up the tabernacles of David as the days of old, right? In Isaiah, where he says he's going to gather the outcasts of Israel. He's going to raise up an ensign that the nations should draw to, and his rest going to be glorious. In Jeremiah, where he said, I'm going to make a new covenant with the house of Judah and the house of Israel that's not like the old covenant. The elders, he's speaking about a specific one right here, though. Said, weep not, behold, the Lion of Judah, the root of David. Christ says in the last book of the Bible, I am the root and offspring of David. If you go in Isaiah chapter 11, it says the root of Jesse, meaning he came from Jesse, whose name in the Hebrew is Yeshua, David's father. He came from Jesse. He's also the offspring of Jesse. Now, don't ask me how that happened. Ask your camp leader. How is Jesse come from him and he came from Jesse? That's amazing, ain't it? Christ said in the last chapter in the Bible, I am the root, which means I came before David, and the offspring of David. I'm not going there with y'all tonight. Call your camp leader after class and ask him how is that possible. Call your captain. Call your neighborhood captain. And if he says Chaazaq, Chaazaq should have answered the question, he can't pass work up, then call me after that. But if he break it down for you, I want you to bring me the answer next week in class. How is he the root and offspring of Jesse in Isaiah chapter 11 and the root and offspring of David in Revelation chapter 22? It's very interesting. Anyways, we only talk about him being the root right here. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not. Remember, I was weeping because nobody was able to open and read the book. And this book had 7 seals that was going to lead us out of captivity. And nobody could open it because they was all blind and deaf because the Lord made them that way. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. Go ahead, verse 6, Yeshaya, if you there.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 6.
Yep.
Come. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood the Lamb, stood a Lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth.
So now it's describing this lamb. Now, don't take none of this literal. It's just a vision. Having 7 horns and 7 eyes. John is describing this as the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth. This lamb right here looked like it had been slain. This lamb was bleeding. This lamb was cut open. This lamb was, you know what I'm saying? Looked like the lamb when the shark got through with it at the slaughter of the lambs. look like that lamb ain't make it.
Right.
Hey, keep going. Verse 7.
Come, verse 7. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne.
Somebody was worthy to take this book. Remember they was saying in Isaiah that you would take this book and to ask people to read it, but they'll say we can't read it because it's been sealed.
Right.
And then when you go past that to Isaiah chapter 29, the Lord said he was going to make straight what was crooked. He said he was going to shine light on the dark. He said he was going to make the blind see. Now you got somebody worthy to open this book and to break it down for you. I was told that Moses was given the law. Christ was given the breakdown.
Right.
They had the law. They ain't know what it meant. Right. You think that the Sabbath was made for you to tell people that they can't eat on the Sabbath? That's the whole point of it? No, the point was for you to remember the Most High and what he did and to honor it by giving him rest. That was the point of the Sabbath. That was the point. You think that the eye for an eye and the tooth for the tooth that's in the law was so you can get revenge on your brother? No, the point was so that you didn't do anything to your brother to take his eye out so that you don't lose your own. Christ had to get a breakdown. These blind guys is what he called the Pharisees, blind guides. They sitting up there in Moses' seat. They know the text, they know the Bible, but they don't know the spirit behind what the Lord was trying to get us to do using the Bible. That's crazy. I forgot he called them blind guides, right? They supposed to be showing you the light, but they ain't got the light themselves. This lamb right here, as if it was slain, came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat on the throne. The one that sat on the throne is the one that sealed the book in the first place. He could have opened it at any time. He could have let one of the elders open it. He only released it to the Lamb to redeem Israel. Give me verse 8.
Come, verse 8. And when he had taken the book, 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having everyone of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints.
This is how you know this thing ain't literal. This is not talking literal. This is a vision. When people read the Bible and they start getting literal, then Christ had to bring them back while he was speaking spiritual things. The whole time Christ was talking, they didn't know what he was talking about because they thought he was literal. How he gonna say Abraham? You ain't old enough to be done met no Abraham. You ain't even 50 years old. How you met Abraham? They had no clue what he was talking about. On this hang all the words of the law. I am not come to destroy the law of the prophets. I came to fulfill. What is he talking about? I'm the Son of God. They get ready to stone him, saying he making himself equal with God. How you gonna say you the Son of God? That means you trying to say you God. Well, don't it say in your book you're gods?
Right.
Cutting them to piss with their own scriptures. You don't know what you talking about. You don't know what this word of God that you sitting up here trying to use to stone people and to cut their arm off and put their eye out when you yourself ain't keeping it. Hypocrites. Placing heavy burdens on the people to keep the law when you ain't doing it yourself. Now, Christ can put a burden on us to keep the law because he did it perfectly. Now you got an example. Ain't no excuse now. Ain't no excuse. You can't tell me nobody kept the law. Christ did it. And if you have not the spirit of Christ, you are none of his. Those who say that they are his and don't keep his commandments, they are lie and the truth ain't in them. That's 1 John. What is we talking about here? You could do all things with Christ. Well, do what Christ did. Go walk on water. Go raise the dead. Go heal the sick. using the power of the Most High. Because Christ said out his own mouth, as his brothers, as sons of the living God, you will do greater things than I. They don't believe that in the shop.
Nah, sir.
It's in the Bible.
Okay.
You got to be crazy to believe that. I had a Christian tell me, apologist tell me, you got to be crazy to think that you could keep the laws. I was like, Christ did it. Was he crazy? Paul did it. Hell, even the rich man said, all of these things I kept from my youth. He kept the law. They don't even give his name in the Bible.
That's right.
Good night. He kept the law from his youth, and they don't even mention his name in the Bible. That's how insignificant he was. You know why? Because he didn't follow Christ.
Right.
That's why. That's why. Remember, Christ said himself, many gonna say they called on your name and said, Lord, Lord, we've called on your name. We prophesied in your name. We've done great and wonderful works. And he gonna say, I ain't never knew you. Get out my face, you workers of iniquity. What is workers of iniquity? Is breaking the Lord's laws. That's being disobedient. You ain't my brother. You ain't our daddy's son. He raised us better than that. You a disobedient child. There's a sister that be online that be talking trash about Commanding General Yahanna. Well, she really don't say nothing about him, but the men that he raised up. And I ran across the sister, and somebody asked me how I knew her. I said, we grew up together. I'm still here trying to be a good son to the people that raised me, an obedient son, doing what thus saith the Father, doing the things I learned from my big brother. And people gonna go their own way. That's cool. Just don't take the name with you. How about that? How about you just leave the name over here? You ain't a real Smith. You ain't a real Green. You ain't a real Jones. just leave the name over here. You can go make up your own name because you don't want to wear the one that the Lord gave you. Any questions on what I'm saying, y'all?
Nah, sir.
No.
Did I miss any other questions that was in the chat? Let me see. Think that might be it. The shock ain't here. Somebody snoring on the All right. That's all right. It ain't Yeshaya, and it's 3 o'clock. You feel me? Hey, so who I'm passing it over to, Nashak? You?
Come, sir. I got it.
With that, I'll pass the class over to priest and officer in the shop.
Come, sir. Men of Israel, we're gonna send up a courtesy salute to the teacher.
You could go ahead and do the you could go ahead and do the announcements first. We got time.
Okay, come. We're the ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge.
We can't see your face though.
Oh.
You can just back up if you want. I don't know how you want to do it. All right, cool.
We're the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna, not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. ISUPK security announcements, rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find that in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Also in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Ma'asher means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the
Is that one.
Right.
Is that
one. April 20th, 2024. Okay. If you have any questions about that, get with your camp leader. Okay.
Hey, if I could, the shop.
Yes, sir.
Just for y'all that's in here, I don't know if y'all know, but the Black Party is on the 18th. I think the Lamb Slaughter is on the 17th. I think General Muhammad's class is on the 19th, right? And the Passover is on the 20th, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread is on the 21st. So that whole week we getting it in. And they just added the sister that sing that Submissive Women in Demand song to the Black Party. She will be performing that song at the All Black Party on the 18th, along with a brother out of Florida, some brothers out of Florida, and the other brothers in the school on the same stage at the All Black Party. So y'all make sure that y'all pay y'all Passover fee, because that's going to get you your ticket into the Black Party. Now, you know she ain't coming for free. You know, lamb meat costs a lot of money. You know, to book these extravagant places that Commanding General Yahanna be getting for us to enjoy and to celebrate the Lord's Passover, when he brought us up out of bondage, in hope that he'll bring us up out of bondage again. These things come with a price, right? So pay your Passover fee for people who can't pay their Passover fee. I don't know if y'all understand what that means. Some people is less fortunate. Some people might have to show up in the empty-handed. You don't show up empty-handed. Bring something to the Lord's house, right? So that we can do this as a nation, Israel. He's trying to make it better and better. He got a light show for your kids. He got a glow party for the kids with a virtual reality helmet. You don't even want to put up with them bad kids. And we got sisters that's willing to step up and take some of that responsibility off of you so you can have fun Passover week. Bring something. That's all included. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just saying, I'm looking forward to the Black Party, and I ain't even performing. I'm going to support.
I was wondering what you meant when you said some brothers from the Florida.
Oh, nah, it's brothers that rap better than me in Florida, man.
Okay.
Google them. Google them brothers.
The Most High in Christ, come, sir. Give it up for the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So with that, if anyone wants to become a trooper, they're to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf while in class or at camp. Okay. With that, I want to say a majim, which means to stand. You want me to do the Lord's Prayer, sir?
We can.
Come. Majim, which means to stand. Panya Hakwadam, which means to turn and face the east. We're going to set up the Lord's Prayer, first in the Hebrew and then in the English. Put your mics on mute and repeat after me. Put all your mics on mute and then repeat after me. Abanawa, Shabash Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakatha, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baharataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Lathalanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kabawat now, Kasalak now, Kabawat Yanam, Wala'a, Tabiya'a now, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashai now, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, Wa'aywalamyam, Amar. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Yajamatah, which means hands down. Sar, which means to turn. You can take your phones off of mute. Sisters can be seated. Men of Israel, we're going to send up a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Majim Barak. Majim Barak.
Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shabrak.
Yahweh Shemish Shabrak.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakathum.
Yajamatah, hands down. Sisters can stand. Men of Israel, turn and face the sisters. We're going to send up a courtesy salute to the sisters in the class. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak.
Yahweh Shema.
Yahweh Shema Shah.
Yajamatah, hands down. Class dismissed.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Israel.